are tuned in to the NUC NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show.
There's a strong throw caught by Dangerfield, who gets well into USF territory, and that's a terrific catch by Dangerfield. Long pass. Oh, that's a sweet little catch. Does it count? Yes, it does. Jared Dangerfield. Where would he go? Who is the guy? And there we go. Look at end zone. You're right. Dowdy. Over the middle. Dangerfield. Oh, what a grab. Touchdown. WKU.
Top 10 play right there. To catch that ball, outstanding play by Jared Dangerfield.
Welcome back to another edition of the NUC NFL Draft Bibles Players Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt. As always, we are presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. To nominate a player for the third annual College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium, log on to cgsallstar.com. Follow on Twitter at cgsallstar. The College Gridiron Showcase, it's not where you play, it's how you play. Again, cgsallstar.com. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and we are now joined by that man right there. He is Jared Dangerfield, the 2016 NFL Draft Prospect. And, Jared, we appreciate you taking some time this evening. How's everything going? I guess I'll just start off with that simple question. I mean, how's everything going? I know you've been pretty busy over the last few months over at the East-West Shrine game and, of course, your Pro Day, which was a couple of weeks ago. So how's everything going?
Everything is going good right now. I'm just getting back to Florida, continuing where I was training at before my Pro Day, and everything just been going smooth, getting ready up to draft day.
And a couple of weeks ago, you did have your Pro Day. You measured in at 6'1" and 5/8", 219 pounds. You're able to run the 40 in 4.6 seconds, 3-cone in 6.7. You had a 33-inch vert, a 9.11 broad jump, and 23 reps of 225 pounds, which, of course, was more than any wide receiver that was down in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. Overall, how would you evaluate your Pro Day performance from a couple weeks ago?
I feel I did fairly well. It wasn't my best time in my 40, but, I just stick with it, and just move on from it. But everything else, I feel I did very well in all the drills and showed them my strengths, and especially with the bench, I showed them that I was a strong receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously the 6'7" 3-cone stands out. The 23 reps in the bench, again, more than any wide receiver that was down at the NFL Combine. Not that you need any more motivation, Jared, but did you feel that you had something to prove at your Pro Day, seeing as you were not invited to the NFL Combine?
Oh, yeah, I definitely felt like I had something to prove. I definitely felt like I'm one of the top receivers in the draft, and I felt like I deserved to be invited. But, everything happens for a reason. It's hard to, but it motivated me, and it just makes me work harder.
Absolutely. Were there any questions about your game that you really want to answer in front of the what is now reported 30 NFL teams that were in attendance at that Western Kentucky Pro Day?
Yeah, a lot of them just wanted to see if I had that long distance speed, and I showed that. I showed them that I'm a good route runner. I catch everything, especially with my hands. So I pretty much showed them what they wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned you're back in Florida. You're back training where you've been at getting ready for your Pro Day. Can you just tell us a little bit about what your average day of training is and where exactly it is that you're training at?
Well, I'm training at Fish Speed in Western Florida, in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. My day consists of from clock. I wake up and go and train for probably about 2 hours, probably till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, get a little lunch break, go back in and start training again till probably 4 o'clock, and then I'm done for the day and do whatever I can, stay off my feet and relax and rest.
Yeah, it's an everyday grind here, and of course we're only 16 days away from the 2016 NFL Draft. We're really hitting that home stretch here, just over 2 weeks away. What has the feedback been like for you? I mean, what have you been hearing from NFL teams, whether you could go back to the East-West Shrine game, to your Pro Day? I don't know if you've had any private workouts or, any local days with any NFL teams, but any idea how NFL teams may view you?
Yeah, I've been to a local day. I went to Miami local day. how it worked out with the Cardinals and the Bengals. And I've been talking to the Titans. I had a meeting with the Titans after my pro day. But I feel like a lot of teams say I'm on their draft board in mid-late rounds, and it's going to be hard for them not to draft me if I'm still there in the later rounds.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And, you mentioned you were able to meet with a few teams. You were at the Miami Dolphins local day. Let's say you could single out one game. Tell a scout to go back and watch it. What game would that be and why?
It depends on what year. But, definitely this year, I'll definitely tell them probably to watch, Miami, Ohio game. So that's probably a game I came off, early in the season during camp. I pulled my hamstring, so a couple games I wasn't healthy. And that's pretty much a game I was healthy. And then I just had a couple of nicks throughout the season that I was 100%. But that game kind of showed a little bit when I was healthy.
Once again, he's a 2016 NFL draft prospect, Jared Dangerfield, the wide receiver out of Western Kentucky, joining us here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. And, Jared, for those who aren't familiar with your journey, you were at Fort Scott Community College before landing at Western Kentucky. Your first year, which would have been your junior year, of course, in 2014. Your first year as a Hilltopper, you set the single-season reception record with 69 receptions, and you tied the school record for touchdown receptions with 11. How exactly were you able to come in, earn a starting spot because nothing was given to you? You earned the starting spot on the team, and then have what it seemed like instant chemistry with Brandon Dowdy your first year at WKU?
Just being at junior college for 2 years, it gave me a hunger to come in, because they're missing the Division I football game. I can play at this level, and I was hungry. I had to come in. Cause I know I only had 2 years at this level, and I had to come in right away and set my mark. And that chemistry I had with Dowdy, it just comes off from hard work we had. When I first got there, we got to get that time right. We wanted to do something special with the program. We felt like we had the weapons, and I feel like there was missing pieces, and now we had all the missing pieces, and we just did click.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. And, of course, this past season, as a senior, Jared, you reeled in a career-high 82 receptions for 844 yards, 8 touchdowns. It was only Western Kentucky's second year in the Conference USA, and you guys finished with a record of 12-2, 8-0 in conference play, and you guys defeated Southern Miss in the Conference USA Championship game 45-28. Then you guys went on to defeat South Florida in the Miami Beach Bowl 45-35. How would you describe your senior season, and how does it feel to lead the football program on top?
I took pretty much an unselfish role as a senior. Like I said, I played a lot of games nicked up, but I just wanted to go there and contribute, help my team win. Cause I feel like we're gonna do something special. Like we're gonna win undefeated in the conference. If we did something special, we won the conference, and I feel like it went well. Like my stats, not as good as I wanted to, but that didn't matter because at the end of the day, we went 12-2. We won our conference. We went to a bowl game. We had fun. And we won our bowl game. We had a successful season in my eyes.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, you turn on the tape and you see a lot of highlighted plays. Certainly in that Miami Beach Bowl, that one-handed grab in the end zone was absolutely sick. And of course, back in January, you were able to participate in the East-West Shrine game. Can you just tell us what that opportunity was like to perform with and against some of the best in the country?
Oh man, that was a blessing, man. To be up there to play with all them guys from around the country from different schools. Got to get up there at the Shrine game, but go to the Shrine Hospital. That was a good experience. Interact with the kids. It was a good experience, get coached by some former NFL legends, NFL coaches. It was a beautiful experience.
And of course, I thought you really had a solid week down there in St. Pete. Probably, if not the best wide receiver out there, certainly probably one of the top two, Geronimo Allison, who was also on your team, I believe the West team, certainly had a solid week himself as well. I thought that you were really able to show a lot throughout the week of practice. And then, of course, the game itself. And I went back, I looked at some of my notes and thought that you showed nice footwork, very strong hands, and, of course, your ability to block. But what do you feel separates you from any of the other wide receivers in this year's draft class, Jared?
I'm all around the receiver. I'm a good route runner, and I have strong hands, and I'm a good blocker. I can just do it all for a team. I'm outside receiver. I can play inside. I'm unselfish, and I'm just all around player.
Is there a current or maybe a former NFL player that you've tried to mold your game after over the years?
Yeah, I kind of this year, Anquan Bolden. I feel like I'm out of my game after he's strong physical receiver. We're not the fastest receiver, but at the end of the day, that doesn't mean everything. We still going to, be physical. We're still going to have crisp routes and all that translates to being a good receiver.
And obviously, Anquan Bolden still, doing some great work in the NFL today.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is he's a monster. He's a monster. Again, he's Jared Dangerfield, the wide receiver out of Western Kentucky. Personally, one of my favorite wide receivers, and certainly one of the wide receivers that for whatever reason is really kind of flying under the radar. We'll probably be hearing his name somewhere in day 2 or day 3 of the NFL draft. He's joining me here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. And, Jared, just a couple more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. Really do appreciate your time. You have a brother by the name of Jordan Dangerfield. He plays defensive back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm curious, what kind of advice has he given you as you now look to make the jump to the NFL?
Oh, man, he gives me a lot of advice. The one that sticks out to me a lot is just telling me, now it's a business. You go to work every day. Like, you got to, even when you're off season, every day is work. You got to go to work every day. It's not like college, you take days off every day. You're working. You got to go to work every day. And I've just been taking that advice. I've been going to work every day. Now it's a business, a different level. You got to bring that mentality when I get to camp.
And final question, let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're listening to this very interview. Why should they want the wide receiver out of Western Kentucky, Jared Dangerfield, a part of their team?
Because I'm a good team player. I'm unselfish. I'm willing to do anything to help that organization and that team to get better and get myself better. And I love football. Football is my blood and it's been a part of my life forever. And I just love the game.
There you have it. Jared, we appreciate you taking some time this evening. It was a pleasure meeting you down in St. Pete at the East-West Shrine game, and I really appreciate you giving us quite a few minutes to talk a little bit about your journey and, of course, the pre-draft process here tonight, man. Certainly wishing you all the best come the April 28th and 30th weekend.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
There he goes, Jared Dangerfield, Western Kentucky. Again, in my opinion, I mean, this is a guy that if you're able to grab him anywhere in the later rounds, I think this is a guy you certainly pull a trigger on. I mean, if he's there in the, 5th, 6th, 7th round, I certainly wouldn't have a problem with my team pulling the trigger on him. I think he's a guy that has a lot of upside, kind of a do-it-all kind of wide receiver. Maybe not the fastest guy, but his hands, man, are something real. He has no problem blocking, and I think he has the right mentality as he looks to make the jump to the next level. Again, this was the NUC NFL Draft Bibles Player Spotlight Show. Special thanks to Jared Dangerfield, Western Kentucky, for giving us a call this evening. Again, I'm your host, Chris Shanafel, and we are presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. To nominate a player for the 3rd Annual College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium, log on to cgsallstar.com. Stay tuned for our 2017 College Gridiron Showcase watch list presented by the NUC NFL Draft Bible, which will be posted immediately following the 2016 NFL Draft. Follow College Gridiron Showcase on Twitter at CGS All-Star. The College Gridiron Showcase, it's not where you play, it's how you play.